Welcome back, everyone. Well, this is one that I was excited to bring to you. Being such a fan of Ontario knives, this is the new Rat 1A, and the A would be for assisted opening. Definitely some pros and cons. Some of you out there that like those features, some of you that think it's not needed or unnecessary. We'll get to both. First off, let's talk about the knife. It is the same steel that they've been using on the Rat series. It's that AUS 8 steel, made in Taiwan. New logo there, etched on the blade. And you see also the O on the pocket clip. Reference here to the Rat 2. They had more of that Randall's logo. And again on the blade, that Randall's Adventure Training you'll see there, etched on the blade. Great steel, comes great sharp out of the box. A new handle material for them, G10, which is aggressively textured, almost like sandpaper. I mean, you can really get some good traction there, and it is probably gonna, with that pocket clip and that G10, it's probably gonna shred some pants. You may want to do a little mod there. You could, slightly sand that area underneath, but this may be your thing. It is very aggressive. When I opened this up, just got it today actually, the knife was a little stiff. This little safety switch was a little stiff. Also deploying the blade initially, it was real tight. I've been opening and closing it for a little bit, get a little bit of break in, but that's how I would want or expect to see a well-made knife out of box, would be a little bit stiff. Blade centering is a little off. Actually, this is the most off I've ever seen an Ontario knife. It's a little bit pushed that way, but there's no interference with that steel liner. If you're familiar with Rat knives, you know that they're not skeletonized, which makes them a little bit heavy. But if that's why they came out with this guy too, which is 20% smaller, the Rat 2. A very pocketable knife. Different handle material. This one's going to be more like a Zytel. A little bit more slick in hand. This obviously is not. You got some good jimping up there. But as far as specs and all, you guys can check that out. They're everywhere, all over the internet. This blade's about 3.5 inches. This safety switch. For me, I would just put a little dab of super glue there and pop it right there and leave it permanently unsafe, if you will. And let's talk about philosophy. This knife was purchased by me for a family member. He works in armed security. It was a last ditch defensive option. He did want an assisted opening folding knife. This knife, I heard about it at SHOT Show 2014. I guess is when the announcement was made for this design. Back to the family member that wanted this knife. He wanted me to pick out an assisted opening knife. For that POU as a last ditch defensive option, I would opt for maybe a small fixed blade and take one more step out of the process. Heaven forbid you ever have to use a knife in that way, but there are people that do, and I would just want the most simple method possible. I was very happy to see it arrive. Very pleased with this knife, and I think you will be too if this is something you're interested in. I just prefer manual folders. I can open and close them as good as I want to, as fast as I think they need to be. For me, I will say, closing out here, it is great to see that Ontario is coming out with options. It's wonderful that they came out with the Rat 2, a more EDC pocket-friendly knife, if you will. Some guys are happy to tote the full-size one, and that's fine. It's good to have options. I would like to see them continue giving options. And I know you guys are about to read my mind. Lose the assisted opening feature. Come out with a better blade steel. Not that there's anything wrong with AUS 8, but I know there's some of you out there that would be willing to pay for a, something like an S30V steel. The G10 handle is great. It is highly, highly textured. Some of you still may even prefer something like this. There are color options out there as well. And I think that this line's only going to continue to grow and grow. That's it for the Rat 1A. Thanks as always for the support. Feel free to share and like this video if you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching as always. Take care.